All right, ladies and gentlemen, here it is, the last game, Game 3 between Blue Falcons and Team AMD. This one's for it all. This one's for advancement. And wow, all right, so we've got ourselves a Blue Falcons bringing Shokaku, Ki, Edinburgh, Amalfi, Chapayev, Kid, and Nakazuki. That feels oddly familiar.
As it should, Zap, because opposing them from the south spawn, AMD has fielded their team just as it did last game. Shokaku, North Carolina, Baltimore, Bayard Amalfi, and Double Kid. So neither team opting for a lineup change here as we move to Northern Waters.
Now, you know what that signals, right? That signals that both teams are very happy with how they've set these battles up. They know it's just a couple little things here or there that's causing the losses, but they don't think it's their ship or comp. They're happy with it, and I love that.
Indeed. Now, we've commented twice, both of the last two games, about Awunikum's kind of aggressive carrier position. You'll notice here early, Zap, he is just kind of going to chill for a bit. Seems like maybe it worked out really well in game one, and it literally cost them game two. I think
Right.
maybe he's going to be a little more cautious this game and wait to see how things form up that the enemy team deploys before he opts to choose a side of the board to hang out on.
Yeah, and I just got to comment for a second on what we just saw, which was planes being shot down while going around a lighthouse. That was a flex, ladies and gentlemen, by the video team. Oh my goodness.
Well, we're looking at a 5-2 split from the AMD side, kind of. I mean, at least a 4-2 split, right? North Carolina once again playing mid. That's Brenson. Baltimore Kid going to A. The Bayard is playing much farther back off the A cap this game than he did at the cap he ventured into last game, leaving Kid at Amalfi to hold the door at C.
Right. And so it's interesting to see Blue Falcon going for a more even split here, kind of trying to feel out what the enemy's going to do and decide, are they going to push on the traditional contest side, or are they going to push from their home cap?
Yep, they have gone completely even. 3 ships to each cap. Double cruiser destroyer lurking in the B cap. The Key is over here on the A side, in front of the playing behind the Edinburgh, and Rebels is Kid. Now, we talked last game about how good Sporkhead and Rebels played that Kid Smoke Edinburgh radar dynamic. It worked out really well for them. You can see way down on the 2 line, all the 1 line really, Drop Table's Kid putting smoke into the game so that Marauders Bayard can move up closer to the cap.
Yeah, once again, we see that group kind of division working together. Look at the North Carolina central position again. Although the Key has decided to leave that side, and instead I think he's going to focus more on trying to contest A.
Yeah, the Key's very much made his presence felt over here, at least on this side of the board, and I think we're going to see Brenson's North Carolina maybe kind of come over here to mirror him. I'm not sure just yet. We'll have to see. At the moment, he's kind of playing behind an island where he doesn't really have shots on anybody.
Yep, here comes Epic. Sorry, I was just going to say Epic is going to go ahead and smoke up Sporkhead's Edinburgh now, coming under fire from that Bayard and Kid combo.
Nice cloud here marking the top end of the cap. Still just outside of player 22's radar range, about 1 kilometer or so. Now, one thing that the Kid stepping onto the cap might do, they might be able to bait out the radar for player 22 to push the Kid back off the cap, while at the moment Spork is outside of the range of that radar.
This is giving me so many clan battles flashbacks right now.
Oh yeah. And Drop Table is not quite yet in range of radar on the bottom end of the cap either. So we'll see here. They can see player 22. I guess the Shokaku planes have got him lit.
Yes, probably the fighters.
Okay. Still no radar from player 22's Baltimore. It looks like they're going to let Rebels bag the A cap, and they do.
Interesting.
I'm a little surprised by that decision.
Well, I think that they're sensing, if they know where the Key is, I think they're sensing an attempt to draw out the Baltimore. If he radars and then moves forward and comes out in front of the Key's guns, obviously that's a problem.
True. And the last time the Key was probably spotted, he was on that side of the island behind the smoke, but of course now we can see him. He's rotated back towards the middle of the board, but it's possible that AMD doesn't know that yet.
Right. And for the red team, their last spotted might have been him heading towards the one line for all they know. So
Yep. Yep.
I think it's smart to play cautiously here. You He could have very well radared and at least gotten shots from the Bayard to support, but
Some blind torpedoes going into that smoke. You can see the show Woonicum kind of just fishing as the Edinburgh
mm,
gets a solid hit onto player 22.
yes, but now
Sporkhead.
he's out broadside of
Oh, he
that
is.
smoke.
Player 22 has HE in the barrel, so the first salvo coming in will be HE. But now player forced back far enough. He's not going to. Oh,
Oh,
my goodness. What hit
Epic took some
Rebels?
torpedoes. That was
Is that
airdrop
what it was?
torpedoes.
Oh, my
Yes, and
goodness.
I think Bayard at the same time. Wow.
Really well done. Here comes another torpedo salvo. Oh, I think he's going to take these two, Zath.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, no. Oh, he took one.
Oh, splits the hull.
What
What
a
a death
big
pick.
kill. What a huge kill that is for AMD.
Yeah, Woonicum saying, I made a mistake. I'm coming back and I'm swinging.
First blood here
Wow.
at the A cap really messes up the Blue Falcons position. They made such good work of the Kid Edinburgh pair last game, but with the
Yep.
Kid off the board, it's going to really change how Sporkhead has to position himself.
And as soon as that happened, you saw player 22 hit the W key 4 times.
Oh yeah, he's moving up, baby. He's going to take that AP and push Sporkhead right out of there. Oh yeah, look where
Yep.
the Bayard is. Look how
Yep.
aggressive this Bayard is being.
Yep. He wants a rematch with that Edinburgh. This time on his
the AP
terms.
from the Bayard, the AP from player 22. Ouch.
Oh, yep. There's
Ouch,
another Citadel.
ouch. And here comes the AP bombs. Oh, Sporkhead. Oh, this is going to go so badly for you, sir.
Oh, there's more Citadels.
Indeed. This hurt. I love playing Edinburgh Zath. This hurts me to watch.
I don't mind it.
Oh, shut up. Now, Marauder's getting a little wrecked too, right? He did take one of the Edinburgh torps, and the Shokaku is right behind this island. Just put another torpedo into his bow.
Yep, so it's possible we might see a trade here. That's the best thing that can happen, I suppose. Unfortunately, the keys.
Well, they're more likely to kill Marauder than they are to kill
Yes.
Sporkhead at this point.
Yes, unfortunately, the key's not able to help. He's really south.
Well.
Look at his position.
Yeah, I'm not sure why they've chosen this position for the key. They are going to end up killing the Bayard. There he goes.
There it is.
That does flip the lead back for the moment to the Blue Falcons on the strength of all the early cap points they built up. But that lead is going to evaporate. It's only about 60 points, 8 minutes played, as AMD's definitely making a push here. Now, we haven't spent much time talking about the 8-9 line here, Zap, but the Falcons over here are making a great push right now as well.
Absolutely. Well, they do have a ship advantage, and they've done a really nice job of preventing movement by having a ship pretty much on the 7 line, another one on the 9 line, and I think another one was on the 10 line earlier. So it's really hard for Team Red, for AMD, to get up there and make a play there, as the North Carolina now is being forced off because of Kashima's key.
They're really focusing Danny's Amalfi. I think they're going to get him here. Roman Soldier's going to have to turn. Probably still going to take one of the Aki torps. He does. They are going to get Danny. That gives them back the lead.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves the C cap almost completely wide open. Joker's Kid, the only thing able to defend from that position.
Right.
And gosh, Saf, what happened to Brenson? The AMD North Carolina just getting punished.
That was the key. So when the key was spotted out mid, North Carolina went forward and tried to turn out and just got smacked. And now we just saw the replay, another torpedo strike coming in from the carrier.
Yep. Saw that. Again, upside down on caps, but up on ships. They'll be on to C shortly. They need to bring up Wadmore's Akizuki probably to secure C, but at the moment, they're busy trying to put as much fire into Joker's retreating Kid as they can down here south of the C cap.
Now, meanwhile, Kashima is starting to get focused heavily by Iwunicum, partly because he's so close to Iwunicum.
Well, yeah.
It makes it easy for him to bring his planes over. Just keep dropping on him.
Now, can they see Iwunicum? No, hang on. They can. He's spotted on the surface now.
Yeah.
Oh, good hit from the North Carolina.
Yep. And now the hunter is becoming the hunted as Kashima realizes he went too deep.
Yep, he's a little too deep behind enemy lines here, it feels like. He's going to take a couple of these torpedoes. That'll probably end his game. The best he can
Yep.
hope for is one last good salvo on the carrier before he goes. He's not going to get it.
Oh, North Carolina
Oh, he
goes
does
down in
get
the
it.
background as the key
NorCal
goes
goes
down
down.
too.
They get the key, who puts about a 10, 12,000 point salvo into the carrier on his way out the door.
Yep. Meanwhile, Joker is just being hounded
Wow.
by 3 ships. Oh,
Yeah,
Sporkhead goes down too. Wow.
indeed. Both battleships off the board as Blue Falcons pick up B and C. As now it's going to be Shokaku versus Baltimore in the A cap.
Yep, we're watching that. There's that kill from the end on the Edinburgh. And now we're back to the kid being chased and desperately trying to find more map to run to.
Now, something that I'm going to wonder about in a moment as Player 22's Baltimore rotates out of the A cap is if Cable Guy is ballsy enough to come out from behind
Yeah.
his island and get down there into the A cap, because that
Yeah,
could be really huge if he would.
He absolutely has to at this point, in my opinion. The Baltimore has seeded the cap. This is a time for him to hit that autopilot and pray that the
Yeah.
autopilot doesn't shove him into a rock. If it
Yeah.
can get him into A, he's fine. He got a free cap, and he gets that insurance policy if some more of his teammates start to die.
He bombs on the Baltimore. Some good hits, but he's still
Yep.
in the game.
Yep.
But yeah, I think Cable Guy needs to get it, turn his engines on. Remember, he's a carrier on an airfield. He's doing it now. Yep,
Yeah,
he's
he's
underway
moving.
now. He's underway now as the Falcons are continuing to grow their 60-point lead. 60-40 point lead, really, on the strength
Yep.
of their cap advantage.
But
oh,
Awunikam,
Silas.
Awunikam just nailed Xylus
Yeah.
Chapayev. And of course, there's the Baltimore too.
Silas caught out here. He's taking 2 more torpedoes. He's going out.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. Awunikam
Big
saying
kill.
this game isn't over yet.
Big kill for AMD. They take the lead back, but it's gonna close slowly as so much of this game, in my opinion, Zach, is going to hinge on how this confrontation in the middle between Roman Soldiers Amalfi and Player 22's Baltimore ends up going.
Well, we're watching Cable Guy getting set up for an AP drop right now on the Baltimore. He dropped and went back, and he connected. Look at that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Between the SAP and the AP bombs, they take out the Baltimore and come back to ship parity. Cable Guy moving for the A cap.
And what are we left with for Team Red? 2 kids and a Shokaku. And look at what
two
they're
kids
doing.
and a Shokaku. Yeah.
They're all heading straight for C. They know they have to make a play. They got to do something here.
They got to get onto a cap. They know it. 7 minutes to play, but it's going to be over far sooner than that. 56 seconds on the timer if you're the Blue Falcons. I think eventually, Zap, they're going to lose Wadmore. I don't think they can keep Wadmore on the board. Between the Rockets and the double kid, I just don't see it.
Well, the thing is, only 1 kid is shooting right now.
Yeah, I'm a little curious as to what Drop Table's up to, trying to pick a gunfight with an Amalfi.
Right. I would agree with you. Of course, now we just saw the kid has the Akizuki Wadmore has gone dark. So he's successfully gotten out. And look at the team now. The kids are both going on Roman Soldiers Amalfi.
Yeah. They got to get a kill. They got 15 seconds to bag a kill. That would keep them in this game. There we go. They just got onto the cap. That buys them a time extension.
Mm-hmm.
Joker stepping onto C buys them a little bit of a time extension, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Cable Guy's about to step onto A, and nobody can get to B, and that's the cap that's ticking right now.
Yep.
It's not going to happen. 10 seconds. They need a kill. Oh, it's so close. Wadmore might beach himself. No, it's going to happen, Zap. The Falcons are going to win game 3.
Falcons.
They did it.
They did it with machine guns coming in on that kid. Wow.
Wow. What a game. Goodness gracious. Yeah, both teams playing their guts out, but the Falcons coming back from going down 1-0 with a winning game 2 and a clutch win in game 3. They're going to be moving on to the top 8 in a couple of weekends. I'm excited, Zap. I had fun casting these games. Goodness gracious.
Absolutely. And now we often talk about how these games, and I mentioned at the start, they both had the same lineup, so it all came down to minimizing those mistakes. And if you ask me, the biggest mistake was that over push by that Bayard.
Okay, I can see that actually. I also feel like, I mean, there were definitely some other mistakes. I mean, the Falcons were not clean either, right? I mean,
oh yeah,
I feel like we talked about the time he probably pushing a little too far, a little too aggressively. Once he had kind of slapped the North Carolina, his his reason for being in that position was largely achieved. He could
Mhm.
have more or less maybe turned around, pulled back, just kind of hung near the middle of the board as a threat. And of course his A bubble in the center also restricts the Shokaku's plane movements through the middle of the
Yes.
board as long as he's there. Maybe felt like he got a little too greedy in the end. It cost him his ship.
Right. We also never saw those 10-kilometer torpedoes being used. I was really looking forward to seeing that in one of these 3 games.
He was almost in a position to throw them at the Shokaku when he finally died there at the end, but it felt like he might have even forgotten about them, right? In the heat of the moment, you're trying to get the salvo off before you die. Maybe you don't get there.
Mhm.
But yeah, what an amazingly good series. We could talk about this one for a while. So let's kick it back to the studio, and then we'll go join them in a couple of minutes. Okay?
Sounds good to me.